Mhm. Six. Mhm. Oh my God. バカは受け付けませんよって。
Basically, but let me add another qualification which we didn't list on the ad. We're looking for a person who's proficient in computers. The reason why we're hiring a new person is because one of our student assistants is going to graduate this semester. He was in charge of preparing documents for meetings and updating our website. We need a person who can fill that position. That is to say, you have to have more than just basic computer skills. We didn't put this qualification on the website because we were afraid asking for too many qualifications would be overwhelming and end up reducing the number of applicants.
I see what you mean. I'm pretty confident about my computer skills since I'm an engineering major and I sit in front of a computer all day. So, in addition to the basics, I can handle computer programming. I could develop a system for making appointments with office staff members on the web, for instance. If students can make appointments with office staff members online, it would save them the trouble of coming in here just to make an appointment, right? From an office perspective, it's also very convenient for organizing your schedule. Once students make an appointment with you, the appointment is automatically updated online, and you can check your schedule very easily. Using what I know, I could develop a system like that.
Oh, that goes way beyond my knowledge of computers, so you don't have any problems there. Good. Do you have any experience working in an office setting?
Yes, I do. Back at City College, I
Way beyond my knowledge of computers, so you don't have any problems there. Good. Do you have any experience working in an office setting?
Yes, I do. Back at City College, I was working as a student assistant in the engineering department office. I was taking care of what we called office chores, like answering emails and phone calls and stuff like that. That work experience gave me a great opportunity to become familiar with an office environment. I was able to make use of my knowledge of computers to update the website, which gave me the chance to apply what I had learned in class. So, all in all, it was a great experience for me.
Wow, you meet all our expectations. I wish I could make the decision whether to hire you for the position, but the thing is, I have no authority on this matter. As I told you before, the person in charge of recruitment is out of the office today. So let me talk to him about you so that he can ask you things in more detail.
Once students make an appointment with you, the appointment is automatically updated online, and you can check your schedule very easily. Using what I know, I could develop a system like that.
Oh, that goes way beyond my knowledge of computers, so you don't have any problems there. Good. Do you have any experience working in an office setting?
Yes, I do. Back at City College, I was working as a student assistant in the engineering department office. I was taking care of what we called office chores, like answering emails and phone calls and stuff like that. That work experience gave me a great opportunity to become familiar with an office environment. I was able to make use of my knowledge of computers to update the website, which gave me the chance to apply what I had learned in class. So, all in all, it was a great experience for me.
Wow, you meet all our expectations. I wish I could make the decision whether to hire you for the position, but the thing is, I have no authority on this matter. As I told you before, the person in charge of recruitment is out of the office today. So let me talk to him about you so that he can ask you things in more detail when interviewing you. Is that okay?
Sure. So you mean I can actually have an interview with the person in charge?
No doubt about it. Let me check his schedule for tomorrow.
No doubt about it.
How about 3 p.m.? He's available from 3 to 4.
No problem at all. I have a class until 2:30, so 3 sounds perfect to me.
Cool. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Do you know anything about the pay and working schedule?
Well, again, I'm not the right person for those questions. You can ask Mike, who's going to interview tomorrow, okay? Oh, and don't forget to bring your resume when you come for the interview.
Oh, resume. I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to revise it tonight. Okay, thanks for the information. That was really helpful.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Welcome. ね。大きなか。インラインスケート。気づくっちゃう。20。寒そう。誰？
Listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Hello, Professor. Could I talk with you for a second?
Of course. How can I help you?
I'm currently taking your History of Architecture class, and I had some issues with the first couple chapters of the book.
Were they too difficult?
Well, not really. I read the wrong chapters and had trouble keeping up with the lectures.
Did your TA assign you the wrong chapters? I haven't heard anything from any of the other students.
It's actually sort of my fault. When I bought the reader from the bookstore, I got the 3rd edition instead of the current 4th edition.
I see. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, at first I thought I just didn't read closely enough, but then I saw another student's book and noticed the different cover.
Have you purchased the correct version?
Yes, the bookstore let me trade in my old version for the correct version without any trouble.
That's good. I suppose you shouldn't have any more trouble then.
I don't think so, though I do have a couple of questions about the last couple of lectures.
Certainly. What did you want to know?
Well, when you were talking about Baroque architecture a week ago, you mentioned a technique called trompe-l'oeil.
Yes, that would be paintings meant to deceive the viewer into thinking that the subjects depicted are three-dimensional.
Right, but isn't that a painting technique? Were those kinds of paintings just displayed in a lot of Baroque buildings?
Actually, Champollion was used as an element in many buildings themselves. The paintings weren't meant to be noticed as such, though. They were intended to duplicate and imitate architectural forms.
What would be an example of that?
Well, you remember that Baroque architecture has a lot of intricate and complicated stonework, right?
Yeah, it was a really ornate style.
Right, but that kind of work can get costly. It's a lot easier to paint flat surfaces to look like they're ornate stonework.
Wouldn't it be really easy to notice that walls had been painted?
For something like walls, sure. That's why trompe-l'oeil was usually reserved for surfaces that were far away from the viewer and would only be viewed from one angle. For example, it was often used on domes. They're usually very far away from viewers on the ground and are only viewed directly from below. Many of these domes were completely smooth hemispheres, but were painted so they appeared to be made of complex carved stone.
Oh, I see. So it was meant to fill in the gaps for all the elements that couldn't be faked.
Exactly. Baroque buildings are big undertakings, so architects found ways to get the same effect with less effort.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Anything else you wanted to ask?
No, I think I'm good. I'll make sure to be ready for the next lecture.
Right. It's pages 120 to 145 this time.
Yep, I double-checked with my new version and I've got it right this time.
I certainly hope so. See you in class.
See you in class. Thanks again.
Now answer the questions. 1. Why does the student go to see the professor?
Why does a student go to see the professor? Pico. Pico. 難しいですね。古い。古い。描かれた対象物が三次元であるかのように見せる。絵画のこと。
Listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Hello, Professor Vanneman.
Ah, Jamie, you're here for your final project consultation, right?
Yes. Am I on time?
Of course. Please have a seat. Are you enjoying the class so far?
Very much, thank
Very
you.
much, thank you.
Sometimes I feel a bit out of my depth when we get into the technical aspects of game creation, but I'm really enjoying the discussions about theory and design.
I'm glad to hear that. When we started opening the class to students outside the computer science program, we hoped the material wouldn't be too technical for students who aren't learning programming.
It's been challenging, but I've gotten a lot from the material.
That's good to know. So, the fact that you're not a programmer is the reason for this consultation. As you know, most of the students are producing small game prototypes for their final projects. Since it would be a bit much to expect you to learn to program from scratch, we'll have to find an alternative project for you.
Well, for a project earlier in the semester, I made that rough outline for a game design document. I was wondering if I could flesh that out into a full-scale design document for the final project.
Since you'd be expanding on previous work, we would need to make sure you're doing enough work to count as a final project.
Of course. I figure I would make the document have about 3 times as much content as the outline, with a lot more illustrations and diagrams.
That sounds like it might be acceptable. You're in the arts program, right? I would want to make sure the document isn't just a lot of concept art and drawings.
Yes, I'm specializing in graphic design. I figure I'll spend a lot of time developing the user interface.
Good. That would be a much better demonstration of course concepts.
Yeah, absolutely. I might even make an animation that shows transitions between menus and how certain elements animate and change based on user input. I could probably use some of the animation and editing software at the computer lab.
All right, that sounds like it would constitute an appropriate amount of work on your part. Now, the project also incorporates a presentation where the students demonstrate their prototype.
Yeah, I was figuring I'd present my project as if it was a pitch to a company. I figure it'd be boring if I went through the whole design document in front of the class, so I'd create a slideshow and present it as if I was looking for investors or a publisher.
That sounds like a good idea. All right, I'm definitely prepared to accept this plan as an alternative final project. I might check in with you later to see your progress and make sure the project is an acceptable scope.
That sounds great. Thanks a lot, Professor Vanneman.
You're welcome, Jamie.
Now answer the questions. 1. Why does the student go to see the professor?
Sometimes I feel a bit out of my depth. それね。Sometimes I feel a bit out of my depth. ちょっとわからんときがあります。最近のやつ。この時やった。綺麗な人形。24なんじゃない26個か。226個だし。 26、3、3、140。おい。全然ノートテイキングさせてくれないじゃん。マジでマジか。あれこちゃん。3、
Listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Hi, Professor Rodriguez. Could I speak with you?
Of course, Terry.
3-01。はい。
Listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Hi, Professor Rodriguez. Could I speak with you?
Of course, Terry. Do you have a question about the final exam or essay?
Sort of.
Sort of.
Actually, I just discovered I won't be able to take the final on the scheduled day.
Why is that?
I have a mandatory orientation for the foreign exchange program I'm participating in next semester. I don't know why they're doing it during finals week, but they have some legal stuff they need me there to sign. If I don't go, they won't let me travel next semester.
That is unusual scheduling. It's okay, though. You'll be able to take the test at the testing center instead.
Well, I've actually never had to take a test at the testing center before.
Don't worry, it's very simple. Just go to the school website and search for the testing center. You'll be able to sign up there for a time to take the test. Be sure to do that 1 week before the normal test.
Will I be able to take the test after Tuesday?
Yes, any time during finals week is fine. As long as you can do it before Saturday, you should be fine.
Do I need to show anything that proves the reason I'm going to be absent for the normal test?
That's not
That
necessary.
is not
They send a request to
They
me
send a
in order to
request to me,
confirm that you have my permission to take the test in the testing center.
Okay, I'll double check my other
check my
finals and reserve a date for the
reserve
makeup test.
date.
Of course.
Of course,
After all, this
after all,
foreign
this
study program
foreign
should
study
really be
program
beneficial for your
for
studies.
your
It
studies.
would be irresponsible to
be
jeopardize your place in the
irresponsible.
program.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. The program should be really challenging and really matches well with my field of study.
It sounds like a really wonderful opportunity for you. I trust you'll maintain the dedication you've shown in your studies so far.
I promise I will.
I will.
Thanks for helping me out with this.
It's no trouble at all, Terry. Actually, as long as you're here,
You're
how is
here.
your final essay going?
I've assembled a lot of reference material, but I'm having a little bit of trouble narrowing down exactly what I want to talk about.
What's the topic you're writing about?
Language education in multilingual countries. I have plenty of books, but they all seem to cover the same material, so there doesn't seem an obvious niche to dive into.
Have you considered writing on bilingual education in Singapore?
Singapore?
I think that would be a very interesting subject to tackle. I carried out a research on it a few years ago.
Yeah, I've seen that program mentioned in passing in the books I've gathered, but I can't seem to find a source that deals primarily with the subject.
If that's what you're having trouble with, I have just the book for you. It's called Building a Multilingual Singapore Through Education, or Educating a Multilingual Singapore, something like that. I know it's by Olivia Penfield. If you search her name, I'm sure you'll find it.
That sounds like it would be useful. Thanks so much. I'll make sure to look it up as soon as I leave here.
I'm glad to help. I'm looking forward to your report.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
Now answer the questions. 1. Why does the student come to talk with the professor?
Too much. Here. Oh, oh. Shh. Oi. Jeopardize って何 Jeopardize って何 むく ジオこれやん。